Hi budgeting friends, welcome back. My name is JoJo if you are new here. This channel shares with you all our family's journey to financial freedom. If that's something you're interested in following along with, then please consider subscribing. Today's video, I'm going to be doing my week 3 check-in for paycheck number 2 for the month of February. And I start first with my variable expenses. This is my weekly check-in tracker for variable expenses. And then my transaction log, all of my variable expenses are in yellow. We'll start here at the top saying that this is for paycheck number 2. And the dates of the transactions we're going to be looking at are from February 25th to March 3rd. And this is for week number 3. I start first with groceries, and I always like to share with you guys an example of how I compile my numbers to prepare for my weekly check-ins. I fill this transaction log out twice a week, and I just keep a running tally of what is remaining from what I had budgeted for each category. With groceries, that's just written over here. It's highlighted in yellow as a variable expense, and I can see the last grocery purchase I had made was at Walmart, and I had $189.10 remaining from the $400 that I budget. So I just subtract that from the $400, and that tells me that this week I spent $210.90. So I'll just write that here, the money spent, and then the remaining is that $189.10, and that gives me a good idea moving into week 4 how much money I have within that category, or kind of where I can do some money shuffling. Next is eating out, and we had only gone to get like some milkshakes, and then I think we also had rented a little $4 movie or something from Amazon, and we still have $86.67 remaining from this category. Household and pets, we had spent quite a bit here. I had purchased some 9-volt batteries from Costco because we needed to change out all of our batteries in our smoke detectors. Just one started beeping, so what I always heard is that when you replace one of them, you should always just replace all of them. So I just bought a pack from there, and then there was also some baking soda I buy in bulk because I make my own laundry detergent, just random things like that from household and pets. Next is gas, and whoop, there went my lid. For gas, this has not been as bad as I had expected, considering how fast gas prices are skyrocketing. And we've still been driving the same amount. My kids are going to be starting softball and t-ball, which is just, it's probably about 5 or 10 miles from my house one way. So we might see our gas utilization go up there. Next, my husband, he had spent $68.82, and he has $11.18 from the $80 we budget as spending for ourselves. I did not spend anything this week, but next Friday I am going to be going to the dermatologist and purchasing some tretinoin gel. That is a little more expensive, but I do have a sinking fund set up for more expensive beauty purchases as well. So whenever there's money left over from my spending, it just gets thrown into that face sinking fund. Then my oldest, he gets $10 every week, and we're actually kind of just building this up for him. Just kind of building this up for him within a savings account, kind of like a sinking fund as well for his allowance. And then next is my daughter. She had spent $3.99 on a little, I think it was like Roblox or something like that, but she had overspent quite a bit last week. So I talked to her she'd overspent by $16. So I talked to her, and that's really all that she gets to spend unless she gets an S plus on her homework at school, then I told her she could have up to $5 for like a treat from the store or something to purchase from her game. Next, my youngest, he had not spent anything and he still has $20. We have been rocking it with the no unbudgeted. That is still at 0. When you add all of these together, that equals $471.04, and we still have $523.96 moving into week 4, which you guys will see next week when I close out this paycheck. That's going to take care of all of my yellow boxes. Now we'll switch over to my paycheck budget sheet and finish reconciling the other colored boxes. All right, here we are at my paycheck budget sheet. This is where all of my financial information is housed in one central location. And all of the sheets that you guys see me use are available on my Etsy shop, which is linked in the description box below, if you're liking the looks of this system and feel like it would be helpful for you. We are paycheck by paycheck, zero-based, cashless budgeters. That's the system that we use all of these documents for. I'm going to start here at the top with income. We do have a lot to fill out here, and we did get our both of these, income 1 and income 2. Income 1, there's some additional deductions this year, like flexible spending accounts and then 401k. So this has been fluctuating up and down by about $10. And then income 2 is, I always underestimate these. Income 2 is consistently above the $1,000 that I underestimate for it. But for income 1, it's going to be written in red because it did come in slightly under what I had expected it to be at $2,863.45. Next, for income 2, it was $1,053.85. And then we were not expecting income 3. We can go ahead and fill out our rollover. That was from last week when we closed out paycheck 1 here. And this is just where this expected, I'd written the 2614.45, but now I can put the actual right here. And how we do the zero-based budget system, we get paid bi-weekly, but paycheck number 1 gets rolled over into paycheck number 2, and then paycheck number 2 gets whatever cash flow or money that's left over after expenses are paid, that money gets thrown at debt currently while we are on the debt-free journey, debt payoff journey side of things. And we did also have some extra, oh, I hope I left myself enough room, but we have a bearded dragon and we have dubia cockroach colonies. And there are some people at my work that have different lizards or tarantulas, and I just sell them. I started selling them cockroaches, and then we also sell to some people out in our neighborhood. It's nothing major, but our cost is a lot less than what you would get at a pet supply store, and they are just so nutrient rich and so good for your pets. So what I do to handle any extra money, regardless if it's in paycheck 1 or paycheck 2, it automatically gets designated to go towards debt. And I'm filming this video on the 3rd, so I'm just gonna write that in real time. And our current debt focus is our HELOC, aka our student loan. Because we are following a velocity banking strategy to pay down that one final interest accruing debt. That is going to take care of my green boxes or income on my transaction log. Now we're going to move over to the fixed expenses, and those are the pink boxes on my transaction log. Let's see, so first we'll wrap up this one, and the first pink box that we come to is savings number 1, and that came in as expected at $50. sinking funds, that money was allocated as $2,000 as expected. Okay, that takes care of the pink boxes there. Next is internet. That came out as expected as well. And these are fixed expenses, so you would hope that you won't have a lot of fluctuations here. Giving, that is also $50, and that has been allocated as expected. Okay, that is going to take care of my bills, or the pink boxes. We will not fill out the variable expenses. That will be done next week when we have 2 weeks worth of variable expenses. We did make some sinking fund purchases. This is where I keep track of transactions through sinking funds and the various categories, whether it's a contribution or a transaction or a purchase or a deduction from those different categories. For week 3, let's see, there were a couple here. So I did buy some snow pants for my oldest. Those came from Amazon, and those will come out of kids' clothes. They were for $49.78. Next, there were some things for the bathroom, and that came out of home maintenance. That was for $73.95. Okay. Then we had some different subscriptions. I have a gaming sinking fund, but I'm finding that the different subscriptions for, like, this is for the PlayStation and the Xbox that my husband and my oldest have. What I had allocated for gaming wasn't quite enough for what I predicted for this year when I set up my sinking fund contributions, but I just pulled from electronics. I'm finding that we aren't going to probably need as much, or I might just kind of dip into that as needed for this gaming. So I'm just going to leave things as is as far as contributions to the sinking fund categories, and just kind of write it out this year and reassess at the end of the year. But for electronic or gaming, we use the remaining $13.75. So that brought that to $0. And then electronics, I dipped into it to cover those subscriptions, and that was for $66.23. Okay. That is going to take care of the sinking funds. Down here at the bottom is my debt table. I'm going to wait until next week when I close out this budget to add together our cash flow and then any extra money and put it right here in this extra debt column to go towards our HELOC, or AKA the student loan, and figure out what our new ending balance is at the end of February. That is going to wrap up this week 3 check-in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys tomorrow when I do my budget forecast for paycheck number 1 for the month of March.